We happy Independence Day, Jamaica. Wherever you are, happy Independence Day, my people. All right, right. Today the week had to go on because, right, we're celebrating independence. And we know that independence in Jamaica is a time for festivities, right? So we know tomorrow, Monday, is when you guys are going to be able to jump out there. And there's a session everywhere. And this morning, it's so funny. And see, it's my Jamaican, my big, my culture. Never gonna have pimento tea in here. Because now it's what, 12 o'clock. I get up, guys, and I eat so much later. See, I do represent, guys. I don't just come on here and talk about Jamaica like I'm still in love with Jamaica. I love my country. I love Jamaica. Love Jamaica. But I got up and I was laying in my bed and I got a notification. I'm going through my notifications and I was up early, and so one of them caught my attention, was something from Miss Gabby, who was sending me to her channel to 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 appreciate what she did for independence. She actually did a piece which I shared on our site, MVP Family. So go up on there and check it out. And well written with the sound effects, with the rooster crowing in the background, the donkey, a bray, different sounds in the background. It's so beautiful. And as I read it, and she talked about the actual day. She was already old enough to remember, but I don't remember because I was born in August 1960, so I was only 2 years old then. But I remembered some things that happened, some of the things that happened. And one of the things she mentioned was that little Independence Cup that was given out on Independence Day, guys. But for me, my connection with that cup, it says, is when I went to basic school. Our basic school, you see the video that Maurice Kingpin did about Springfield, and he highlighted the school. Well, the basic school was across the street, right down the street from the church, straight across. That's where our basic school was. And the basic school, we used to have lunch over at the big school because that's where the big canteen was. So we would line up at lunchtime. I would march across the street in a straight line, and we go in and get our lunches. We'll eat there, and then we finish and we go play. And then at, I think it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or 3 o'clock, because school was from 8 to 4. But at some time in the evening there, they'd line us up again, and we'd march across the street and go back to the canteen. I would get one of those Independence cups of milk powder. Milk powder sweetened with brown sugar. And I think of it now and I'm so like, I'm looking back. We'd drink it, man, and we had the cold white thing in our mouths. And when you put it to your head, you just keep drinking because there were kids behind you who need to get their cup. And you just drink and enjoy it. And then Gabby mentioned something that sent me to do this video, where she talked about when I mentioned the milk powder and those Independence Cup, man. And she said, there was some good memories too with that milk powder. But one of the things, I don't know how many of you did it, but if you're as old as I am or close to my age, and at the end of each school year, your school was one of the schools that tells you to bring in containers or paper bags or something, and they would give you the leftover stuff. So you'd get a bag with milk powder, a bag with bulgur. Oh my God, we hated bulgur then. But now look at how much they're talking about it's healthy. We used to get bulgur and soya bean dumpling. Just squeeze them so and drop them. Because that was what was shipped. Because Jamaica was still getting food from abroad, from England. And those plates, those metal plates. I think Daddy brought me one. Let me show you what it is, guys. And I just remembered. I don't know how many of you remember these that we used to eat from in the canteen. But this is what we used to eat from in the canteen. I actually have two, a smaller one and a bigger one. And wow, yeah, I went home to Jamaica and I saw them. And I think Danny bought it because I was talking about how we used to eat from this. So these are what we used to have in the canteen along with those, the Independence cups. And these, because these were not, they wouldn't break, they wouldn't anything, it wasn't plastic to melt. So this is what we had. And I still have mine. I have two, a big one and a smaller one. So I remembered well how when we got that milk powder boy, we carry home the bulk and the other thing, but I used to put the milk powder on a piece of, like whatever the sugar comes in, and I would put some milk powder on it with brown sugar, man, mix it in. And man, I would squeeze it together so it was easy to just break it. But I used to love that something, you know, man. Love my milk powder with brown sugar in it. I didn't like the pure milk powder because, like, it used to make a ball in your mouth. I didn't like it. But with the sugar in it, it was easier to just manipulate in the mouth. So this morning I said, Gabby, you did a beautiful job with your word, with the essay that you wrote. It's more poetic because it has so much rhyming pieces to it. And that prompted me to remind us, guys, that Independence is a day, not only should we be having festive moments and all that, but let us remember to, in this emancipation period, to emancipate yourselves from the mental slavery as well. You know, we're jumping and we're dancing and we're carrying on. But also remember that the festivities are great, but we need to be building and we need to be restructuring things so that success is ours also. After the jumping and carrying on, when I left St. Elizabeth, my mom took me to the Kingston area to stay there. So my more fun memories of Independence Day is really when I lived with Granny. You see, Granny was a farmer, and Granny was part of the planning committee that put together the dance, them call it dance, for Independence Day. So on Independence morning, I remember getting up, you have the transistor radio, and on that time, RJR, we only listened to RJR, and RJR, they're playing all the festival songs. And so I'll go back to you. In 1966, I was 6 years old when bam, bam, what a bam, bam. Ah, ah, ah. Oh, and Toots and the Maytals just go crazy with that, man. And you're just rocking because you are getting ready now. Granny says, Granny, they leave early to start the cooking and the excitement. And the grab bag people, those crooks, they never put the nice gifts in there. Them always, you see the nice things in the case there, and you give them your money and you grab. And when you grab, it's always foolishness that you're grabbing out of the bag. You never can grab a good big toy or a big nice thing from it. But Granny, they get ready and all of them come set up the music people. And then we would go later. I would get ready and meet my cousins out on the road. And we just walk up and everybody looked nice, dressed up, walking up to the Springfield All-Age School. My school. And that's where the dance took place, man. Up in the the baby section, the younger kids section, is the dance hall, man. The classrooms open up and the dance hall. But the music is blasting anywhere, so you could dance anywhere you want to dance because music popping, man. And it wasn't this kind of music. The music was, everybody could listen to it. The Christians, the non-Christians. It wasn't music like nowadays when songs come out and you forget it quickly. It was good. And so, in 1967, ba ba boom, 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 festival, boom, boom. People, are you ready to do the rock steady? It's Baba Boom time now. Hear the people say boom, 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 Baba Boom. I was on the 7th then. And then in 1968, Desmond Dekker and the Aces came out. Music like that, for your money's worth. Girls like sun, to match every man. Yeah. Then in 1969, the Maytals with Sweet and Dandy, Sweet and Dandy, Sweet and Dandy, Sweet and Dandy, oh Sweet and Dandy, oh Sweet and Dandy. And then in 1970, I was still in St. Elizabeth in Springfield. We had Hopton Lewis with Boom shaka laka laka boom 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 shaka laka laka boom 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 and whatever. Then my God, my favorite of all time was Eric Donaldson with Cheerio, baby. Don't you see I'm in need of you? If you don't believe I do, then why don't you try me? I will never let you down. I will never let you wear no frown. If you say that you love me madly, oh baby, I will accept you gladly. I remember when, oh my God, those were just nice songs. They're just simple. Oh, yeah. And then you had, in 1972 was Toots and the Maytals, who came out with Come Down Off Your Pumps and Pride. Then in 1973 you had Marvin Brooks with Jump in the Line. Everybody is festival time. Jump in. It was a little difficult. Tinga Stewart with Play the music, jump like Lego bees. Sip your waters, love your daughter, but play the music sweet. No matter what to do. That was 1974. And then 75, we had a Roman Stewart with Hooray, hooray, what a festival. Hooray, hooray, what a festival. Hooray, hooray, what a festival. It's festival again. I think that's how it went. It wasn't like, this is not Cheerio baby. And 76, Freddie McKay, he came with Dance is a Festival. We need a big heel boot and a barefoot pants. We could dance this a festival. We need a suede something and a calico shirt. We could dance this a festival. Then we had Eric Donaldson again. Boy, Eric Donaldson is just And the man E.D., he came out with Sweet Jamaica is now on the move. Hit me with the song and let the people then come sing along. Come on, come make it flow with me. Today is so, tomorrow we reap, and everybody will be sweet, sweet, sweet. And I am banana too. And everybody. And we went on to 77. That was 77 that he had that song. 78, he sung, This is the land of my birth. This is the land of my birth. This is Jamaica, my Jamaica. It's the land of my birth. I never leave this shores or whatever. So 79, I was 19 then, and I remembered when the astronauts, I don't know if you remember, it was on TV when the two guys that came out in the white thing like astronauts, and they came out with the song, I'm a born Jamaican, I'm a son of the, I'm a child of the, I'm a whatever. I like, Lord, I love this land. No matter where I go, Jamaica is my home. Me love the sun, coconut water, and white rum. I remember the two chords. I hear some people say they are going away. But if I even believe, me not go nowhere to stay. Me is a born Jamaican. And then in 1980, Stanley and the Turbines come sing with me. And 1981, Tinga Stewart came on the scene and Tinga sung, "No, we're no better than Yard." And 1982, the astronauts, they won and they sang, "Make we jam, make we jam, 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 jam." And since then, because I migrated in 1983, and then you come here and you are so caught up in what's going on here around you, and so you're not in Jamaica doing festivals. I would go home, but I'm going home to Jamaica was mostly during Christmas time, and so I was never a person who was out on the streets and getting caught up in all of the fussing and stuff. My mom used to take us to what do they call it? Street dance. It was something that we went in the street. There was music out there. You just go out there. And at the time you were young. I was a shy kid. I'm still a shy girl. And you just stand up, watch people just dance and fling up the waistline and just go crazy good, and just enjoy the music. But we were just so trained to not even move your foot. I mean, at home, you kind of, but you had no rhythm, you had nothing. But then, so I would just stand and watch people, and always, because we were not encouraged to be, we weren't trained to have confidence and all that good stuff. So you were always afraid that people are going to laugh after you, people are going to watch you, and not even thinking that people are there having a good time, don't even see you. So I'm thankful for exposure. I'm thankful for experiences. I'm thankful that I came to a place where I could learn to love who I am and appreciate who I am, and understand that this is how I needed to teach my children to not be afraid to be themselves. You know, just be respectful and to be decent in whatever they do. So all of the rest that came, because every year there was that's one of the things that I think Siaga has to be encouraged for, that because he made sure that every year, I don't know, I won't say that, because if you notice all the years, I think he was the one that made it something. I was reading something about that. But guys, I didn't compile this, but it's online if you go and research it. I was just looking at the first one. There was a song that was created when Jamaica gained its independence. And then I saw that, and I thought about wanting to know what the songs were as they come down. And every year there was a song created that was selected for Independence Day. And some stayed around forever, never get staled, and some of them just fade away, never stayed long enough for us to even learn the words. But I know back then, in the earlier years, we were like, and my Cheerio baby stayed with me always. And so this one, I say, enjoy the merriments, but also remember what and where we started from, and just look and see if we have been making good progress, or we have used independence as a weapon against ourselves. Because what we want to know is that once we feel independent, people should not feel oppressed. Independence should be something that allows everybody to feel like they're successful. It shouldn't be for some, yes, I'm independent, I am doing well enough to be independent, but for others, they still feel like they're still under slavery, where they're not making enough to do anything, where it's just a hand to mouth. And those who do make a little paycheck, it's paycheck to paycheck. They can't even wait for a paycheck, because people in Jamaica are still getting paid once a month. Once a month, You know, when you get a little check and you have to stretch it out for a whole month, how hard it is? It is tough. So all those things that talk about, oh, we're independent, those things need to change. So that people are getting their monies, professional people are getting their monies so that they can budget nicely and comfortably. And that each day that they get up, they shouldn't feel like, oh my God, what am I working for? Give them their checks each week. Give it to them twice a month if you want to. Because I remember when I came, New York City was that twice a month. But it was better than Jamaica's once a month thing. And then I came here to Connecticut, and it's every 2 weeks. So it's not twice a month, it's every 2 weeks. So sometimes you get 3 checks for a month. That's the best part. Twice a year, you get 3 checks in a month. So it's good, guys. It's a good thing. But independence means that progress should be progress being made. Right now, the cost of houses in Jamaica, who is benefiting? Only the rich people. Only those who can afford it. Because even if you take out a mortgage, you don't own that property. Because any day your salary can't cover it, then the house is gone. So unless you have it enough that you can pay cash for something, unless your parents died and left something for you, it is still not an independent place. It is still not independent, you know. And so I say to us as we go forth, yes, I'm in one of my little dresses today, guys. Another one of my, just celebrating independence with you. So guys, liberate yourselves from all sorts of brainwashing and unnecessaries, and open your eyes and look. You know, elections roll around and we put people in because why? Why are you giving away your vote? Why are you giving away your vote? The same people come and lie to you and tell you, oh yeah, we're going to get this done and get that done. And you see years they sit there and they live good. And their children live well, and their whole family, they take care of their whole families. Right? And so you wonder. Then you get up and you jump and prance, you kill off 8 people for them, and you do all this garbage. And what do you get out of it? Where is your little piece of the apple pie? Where is your little bite? What did you get from it? So get up and liberate yourselves, man. Let us be liberated and let us understand. Let us not just open our mouths and make noise, but let us try to just get some stuff in our heads and learn to understand. Let us talk less and listen to the whispers and learn and move forward, so that when they say Independence Day, then you know that, yes, I'm an independent person. And now I'm getting a call from Jamaica. So I'm going to take this call, guys, and I'm going to say, enjoy yourselves. Again, this is my pimento seeds from out of Jamaica. And as I always say, if you ever struggle with certain things, drink this tea, guys. It is a good tea to drink for the stomach's sake. So I see my auntie calling, so I'm going to talk to my aunt and just wish for you guys, one and all, happy Independence Day. And if you remembered the things, as Gabby said, the free books, remember those free issued not to be sold. But one of the things that Britain did in those books was the pledge for Jamaica was in there, the anthem was in there. I know we throw those things to the back now. Our books are just bland, like we get books out of China, nothing in them but what China wants to sell, right? We don't empower the kids with the pledge to reinstate it every day. The pledge and the anthem, right? Those were in those books, and the books were nice and thick. It wasn't a few little leaves and you're paying how much money for them. They were stamped, free issued, not to be sold. And you go to school, you didn't have to worry about whatever. You go to school, you get a nice thick book. That's funny, right? And when rain fall, you didn't even have an umbrella or a raincoat. The raincoats, you get them, and by the time you look, I used to get, my mom used to send me the galash and the raincoat. I remembered well. But when I live in the Rocky Plains, even the raincoats didn't last long. Because if I'm walking, I'm not very careful. I was a carefree kid. I was free-spirited person. So I would run and play and hop and jump. And they never last long. You get the water boots that you put over your shoes, and you have a little thing, the little water galoshes, they call them, clear. And you have a little latch that you would latch it around, and I would walk in every water, rain falling, as long as no lightning now flash, me gone. Those were the days. I wasn't so poor after all. I was poor, but I wasn't so poor. And so we got those free issued books, and we got the Independence Cup. I think Granny might have had. I don't remember seeing them in her cabinet, but I know that they were available. That we had them at school. So those were the days, guys. Taking you back. So again, Gabby, thank you. And I also shared a video that was shared with me this morning on WhatsApp with them good old songs that I just I mentioned a few of them here. Make it a great day by choice, guys. Love, love, love all of you. And all of you, I know that you love me back. So I'm going to take that as a positive. And I'm going to say, if you can't be good, be careful. Walk good, do good, live good. Free your minds of anything that is preventing you from living good and doing good. And just emancipate yourselves, guys. Miss Bev says.